Do you ever think about your future? How it's going to be and if you are going to live your dreams? Or do you just go with the flow and see where it lands you? Well, this theme is for all of us that think about the future and want to live our dream life. Hi, I'm Juliana and welcome back to another video. Today we are setting up April in my bullet journal and the theme is divination. Not what I would usually go for in April, but I wanted to do something different, and I was highly inspired by this washi tape set from Ieebee. This washi tape set is called Ieebee Divination and it comes with 23 tapes. It also comes with a little page so you can see all the designs together at a glance, and it has many different sizes. One very wide washi tape, others that are more of a regular size, and a few really thin ones. So you get plenty of options for whatever you want to use this for. You guys know I'm a sucker for a gold foil tape, and this set has so many of them, but also some that don't have the gold foil, so you can get both options. This one has also alphabet and numbers tape in this gothic font that I'm really excited about because I'm going to use it. And I already swatched all of them in my swatches journal so you can really see the gold foil in here. Oh, before we start, I just wanted to show you how the March in Review spread turned out, since I forgot to include it in my March Plan With Me video, so here it is as promised. I'm going to use a few of the tapes in this theme, so if you also like the Ieebee Divination set or you want to see more on Ieebee's website, just know you can use my code Juliana30 to get 30% off your order. I'm going to leave my affiliate link down below as well if you want to support me with no extra cost for you. And now let's begin. If you watch my videos, you know by now that my favorite way to do a theme is collages. I love making them, I do them all the time, and I talk about them a lot, so this theme was no exception. The tapes had many tarot cards and things related to that, so I went through my stationery stash and found some stickers that I've been hoarding for quite a long time, because I didn't have the perfect opportunity to use them before, but now is the time. I chose the Scorpio card because I'm a proud Scorpio here, so I wanted to use the card that had my sign, and then for the other decoration I'm just using two papers, the reddish one that is kind of like cardstock material, and also a beigey paper to contrast, and it's going to be for the titles as well. Since the tapes have a gap between each card, it was only natural for me to cut straight in the gap so the tape acts like stickers. In this case, tarot cards. I'm going to use this technique more on the bigger tarot cards tape because they are the perfect size, and the others I'm going to alternate between putting a few of them together in a column since they are vertically oriented, and cutting individual cards as the other tape. The good thing about using washi tapes as stickers is that you can move them around a lot and they are not going to rip anything below, because when I do collages I tend to move things around and sometimes I change my mind about the placement of the things, so when I go to take them off it rips the paper below, but with washi tapes it's much easier. So now for the title, I'm going to use the alphabet in the washi tape, but I wanted the first letter to be bigger than the rest. And I first thought of just drawing it, but then I remembered that I had alphabet stamps also in a gothic font. It's not the exact same, but since it's only one letter, I think I can get away with it. And I'm using an acrylic paint marker in a brown that kind of matches the reddish paper and also the color of the alphabet tape when the light is not reflecting. Then I put everything on the cream paper because I wanted the title to really pop against the background, and I think the cream color adds a good contrast to the darker colors on the theme. I didn't tell you, but I was also inspired by the book The Night and the Moth, which I'm currently reading and I'm loving it. It doesn't have anything to do with tarot cards, but it has with divination, so I think in a way I chose this set because of the book. And I don't regret it one bit because I really love how this theme turned out in the end. Now for the left page we are putting a quote, and the one I chose is, quote, "Divination is less about predicting the future and more about creating it," end quote. I think it's by Rebecca Anwen, but I'm not really sure. I really like how this quote describes divination because in the end you can try to predict the future, but only you have the means to change it. So I made the first word of the quote, that is divination, in the same way I made the title in the right page, and then for the rest of the quote I just wrote it in a more end lettering style in a black fine liner. While I was writing it, I wasn't entirely sure what style I was going for, so the first few words are a little inconsistent, but then I found the right style and went with it. This page was already impactful with the quote, so I just put 2 tarot cards on the corner and a little sparkle to bring more life to the page, and that's enough. The cover spread is done, so let's continue on to the calendar spread. This time I did a typical grid calendar layout, but instead of making the outline straight, I tried to make it look like it was a ripped paper, just to add something more fun to the page, and I think it looks really cool with the rest of the decoration. Most of the times I try to not use black in my line work because it's a very heavy color, and sometimes a dark brown or a dark blue looks great with the theme I choose, but this time I decided to use black because it was already in the decoration, the gold hand stickers, and it looks good with the color palette because it's darker, so by using black I can still grab the attention to the functional part of the page. For the days of the week on top of the calendar, I used the letters from the washi tape. It was just the perfect size, and the gold foil looks really good in contrast to the black of the calendar. For the decoration around the calendar, I used both papers again. This time the cream one is just for decoration since I don't have a title for this spread, and I also used the same washi tapes as before, some as strips and others as singular tarot cards. For the corner I put Sagittarius because it's my mom's zodiac sign and I didn't have another for the Scorpio, so I decided to use my family's zodiac signs throughout the theme. So Scorpio for myself, Sagittarius for my mom, and Aquarius for my dad. It just made the choice a lot easier since I had plenty of signs to choose from. Then I sprinkled some magic onto the spread with the stamps and my golden ink pad, and I connected both collages with the thin washi tape across the top and the bottom. If you make some collages around anything and you think they just look incomplete or not very cohesive, just make a line or put a thin washi tape connecting them. It will look a lot better. Now moving on, we have my tasks page on the left side and a brain dump on the right side. In the past I had these two separated into two different spreads, but I realized that I just didn't need that much space for neither of them, so I decided to combine both into one spread only. So my tasks is pretty much self-explanatory, is where I write my to-do lists for the month. Usually I just use this page as a way to track my progress for my YouTube videos like the one you're seeing now, and also putting some notes from any brands that I might be working with. So I have all that information in one place and separated from my events that I write on my weeklies, like birthdays, appointments, and meetings. For the brain dump page, it's just an empty page where I can write whatever crosses my mind. It can be something that I need to remind myself of, it can be any note that I might need for something, it can be a fun thing that I came across and I don't want to forget, it can be literally anything. So both pages are going to remain empty just with the decoration until I start filling them up. Up next we have the start of my weeklies, and surprise surprise, I'm not making Dutch doors. I know it was a surprise for me as well. I usually do Dutch doors for my weeklies. I talk about them all the time and I do them all the time because they are so practical and simple to do. But this time I had so many things to play around with the decoration that I decided that I was going to do the regular weekly layouts. But all different, because when I do weeklies that aren't Dutch doors, I prefer to see something different in all of them. So for this first one, I'm decorating the middle of the spread, and both edges are going to be the functional part. Usually I like to put a single week in one spread, so let's say 1 to 7, but I end up with a lot of space for each day. So I decided to utilize that space a little better by making each day smaller and putting more days into one spread. So this one is going to be from day 1 to day 12 of April. The washi tape with the letters also has numbers, but they were a little bigger than what I needed for this, and also I didn't know if I had numbers to do a whole month, because I have to repeat the number 1 and number 2 a lot of times. So I decided to play it safe, and instead of unrolling the whole washi tape, I decided to use these serif number stickers in black and write my days of the week with the same fine liner I used for the other lines, because it's thicker and looks better with the numbers instead of a thinner line. Because the decoration is in the binding, I had to use my X-Acto knife right in the middle to cut the tapes and the stickers. It doesn't look as good in the end, but it's a safety measure for my journal, because even though I know it can take up a lot of things, I prefer to play it safe. Moving on to the second weekly, in this one we are doing the opposite of the previous spread. So instead of putting the decoration in the middle and the functional parts on the edges, we are flipping the positions and doing the reverse. So the functional part is going to be on the middle of the spread and we are putting the decoration along the edges. So it's pretty much the same technique all over again. This weekly is going to be from the 13th to the 19th of April plus a note section. And this time I put less days in this spread because the next one is going to have the same amount of sections as the first weekly. So that was my way of keeping the weeklies balanced in terms of number of days in each one. For the decoration, I tried to mirror the placement of each piece into the other edge. It's a way to keep everything balanced, especially when you're working with darker colors. And it's just a brainless task because as soon as I put the first piece into one side, I just have to do the reverse on the other. So if I put a paper on the bottom, in the other side is going to be on the top. It's easy and it works really well when you are doing collages and using a lot of materials into one single space. This weekly spread was blessed by my 2 cats apparently. As I said before in a previous video, they are currently not allowed inside my house where I have the studio since it's still under renovations, so they stay in my current home, the one where I'm living until the work is done. But this time they were just very curious to see the place, so I let them run around in my studio while I was there. So if you missed them, they are here. Okay, we are now on my last weekly spread, and this one I don't think I made before. I just had this idea. I don't even know if it was made by someone else before, so let me know in the comments. But I just really wanted to do something different with the layout. And then I had the idea to put the decoration in the center. Not in a column like I did previously, but literally on the center of the spread and on the middle of the functional part. So this time I'm putting the days around the spread on the edges, and the decoration is going to be in the middle. If I had less days, I wouldn't do this, but since I had 11 days and one notes section to keep the balance, I decided to do it, and I think it looks really cool. That's it for the weeklies, so now we are making my April in review spread. This is a little bit like memory keeping. I already make a scrapbooking spread in the end of each month with some ephemera and photos that I collected throughout the month, but for things like my favorite book or the series I watched that month, I don't really talk about that in my memory keeping spread. So I decided since January to do an entire spread just for those little things. So in here I have sections for my favorite book, my favorite manga/manhwa, I just write manga for short, favorite song, a quote that represents that month, the series I watched, and the anime I watched. And in the middle I have an empty space where I can put little images or something to represent my media. It's really fun to do it at the end of each month, and in the future I'm going to be really surprised with my current favorites. To make things easier on myself, I just use the same layout every month, so that way I don't have to think about an extra layout, and it's been working so far, so I don't need to change it. With the spread mostly filled up, I left a little section on the top to put the title and of course the decoration. Next is the final spread of this setup, and I'm only going to decorate it because the functional part comes at the end of the month. This spread is for me to do my journaling. I created a table at the end of the initial setup of this journal where I have 24 prompts, and each month I choose randomly 1 or 2 prompts to write about. So this is going to be empty apart from the decoration until the end of the month where I write about my prompts. And this is a way that I come up with to write about my life, my feelings and thoughts, because I don't really talk about that to anyone. Even my closest friends don't know everything, of course. So this way I can move that outwards in my own journal instead of keeping everything inside, because that's not very healthy. And that's it for this theme. It's time for the final flip through. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give a like, subscribe, and comment down below a crystal ball emoji to let me know you watched it till the end. I didn't expect to like this theme as much as I do. I mean, it has everything that I like, and the colors are my comfort color palette, so really this theme had everything to look amazing from the very beginning. And of course, I think what really brought it to life was the washi tapes. So again, don't forget to check out Ieebee and use my code Juliana30 to get 30% off your order. They have tons of fun and beautiful washi tape sets for you to choose from if this isn't your vibe. But thankfully, it is mine, and I really love how it turned out. And also, I think my favorite part is the lettering. I love the gothic font and how the titles look in the end. I'm really just proud of myself for doing this. So now, I hope you have a lovely day or night wherever you are, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!